Thank you. The next item before you is a request for 2 special structures permits at 76 Ridgeview Drive. The applicant plans to demolish the existing home and construct a new main residence with a basement and underground garage, a detached guest house, a pool, and landscape improvements. The first request is to allow a basement located outside of the footprint of the main residence. There are 2 areas where a portion of the basement would extend beyond the footprint of the house for a total of 485 square feet. 398 of those square feet will extend 10 feet 2 inches outside of the footprint towards the front of the lot, which will allow for tandem parking. The remaining 87 square feet extends 5 feet 6 inches to the rear of the residence and allows pedestrian access to the underground garage. No additional light wells are proposed. The proposed new residence is designed in an L configuration. The proposed basement would not extend under the entire footprint of the first floor, but rather will be located under one segment of that L. The total square footage of the basement is actually less than the square footage of the first floor. However, due to the design, the basement does not fall directly under that footprint. The overall footprint of the basement is 73% of the first floor, which is under the maximum 130% allowed by the special structures permit. At least 75% of the basement must be located under the main residence, and in this case, 80% meets that requirement. The additional basement area will not be visible from the exterior and will be located within the main building area. The portion of the basement that allows pedestrian access into the garage will not be visible from the right-of-way. The second extension will be located under a deck at the front of the residence and also will not be visible from the right-of-way. The applicant will be required to provide landscape screening as part of the construction of the main residence. Staff is of the opinion that the proposed basement is reasonable in size, is designed to fit in with the site, and meets the intent of the zoning code and is therefore supportive of this request. The applicant is also requesting a special structures permit for retaining walls located to the rear of the lot. The walls are proposed to be taller than 6 feet and therefore require approval by the Planning Commission. The applicant would like to create a sunken area near the rear of the lot, which would allow the patio to be tucked into the hillside at a lower elevation than if they were to create this area on other parts of the site. Specifically, the retaining walls associated with the patio meet the general plan policy regarding privacy. The wall that runs parallel to the rear property line would be a maximum height of 8 feet and would meet a 6 foot 6 inch wall that runs along the side property line and comes to meet the first wall, creating an L. We are also supportive of this request. The sunken patio will allow use of that portion of the site without creating noise issues for the surrounding neighbors. Specifically, the hillside will help buffer noise associated with that location. There was one public comment from a neighbor to the rear at 45 Melanie. He had no concerns with the walls or the basement, but did ask the applicant to contact him regarding placement of the spa, and the applicant has been made aware of that and will be contacting him. The applicant also has a presentation and staff is available for any questions. Thank you.
Any questions? Andre? No? Thank you, Andre.
Thanks.
Okay, no further questions. We'll open the public hearing. Comments, please.
The applicant typically speaks first.
Okay. Thanks. Hi, I'm Greg Matola, and with me tonight is my colleague Joe DiNapoli. We've been working on this project together and appreciate you all taking the time to look at it with us. And I changed voicemails with a bunch of you. I know you were trying to get onto the site, so hopefully you were able to get onto the property. So you know that there's quite a bit of slope across it. So per what Andrew was just saying, our concept is to do a kind of an L-shaped building. The site slopes pretty significantly from the lower left corner of this page up to the top of the site here. Slope kind of generally goes like this. The idea is to kind of keep the parking element to that existing kind of curb cut zone where the house currently has 2. We're getting rid of 1 so we can get a lot more landscaping on the site. So doing kind of an auto court, and that's where our first special structures permit request comes in. And this is kind of a blow up of that area. And so what you're seeing is the footprint of the basement. This red outline is the footprint of the full floor plan. And this is the line of the house above. And so we have a zone here and a zone here where we're extending beyond the face of the building above. This is really to get sort of a man door access to the garage, and this is providing three cars wide, and we're doing 2 tandems, so we're getting the 4 cars that our client requested. We're trying to keep it as compact as possible, and at the same time allowing to get a small kind of landscape balcony above this for the benefit of the bedrooms above. So that's the first item. The second item is, as she mentioned, this idea of trying to create on the upper level as the house is